these vector values, I've only gotten the velocity and the acceleration vectors because those you can get automatically. You can get it from the gyroscope. That's where you get the velocity vectors from the gyroscope, and there is 3 vectors. You have x here, and then y and z. Okay, so what you're doing is you are going to print out all of the graphs for each of these vectors. So it's going to be 3 graphs, one for x, y, and z, for the velocity and the acceleration vectors. I was able to bring over the data from Arduino and bring it over into Python, and I was able to graph it using Matplotlib. Here is Matplotlib. You can visually just more clearly see the angular velocity data. So this is angular velocity versus time. So right now right now we're seeing values very close to 0 because so the angular velocity is almost 0 here because the pendulum is not really moving. But now as we increase the amplitude of the pendulum and it it starts swinging here, we're going to see the angular velocity increase here in a sec. Yeah, right there. So there is some delay here. There is some delay because we are using USB, and but we are seeing some data here. So now it's increasing. So you can see how the how the velocity is at 100. Now it's dropping down to like 75. This is in so here you can see that it's in degrees per second because it's rotational velocity, it's angular velocity, it's not meters per second. You can see the sinusoidal waves. I also want to point out, guys, here is each of the axes. So we have gyro X, gyro Y, gyro Z, simulating all the axes. So right here, the pendulum is moving and it has different axes. It's the sensor is calculating each one of these axes. But here we have the graph here, accelerometer data. Okay, the acceleration in the y-axis, it's at -9 for some reason, even though the pendulum is not really moving. And the reason why this is happening is because it's not an error or anything. It's because, well, gravity has a default acceleration in Earth of 9.81 meters per second squared. So that's why it's reading at about -9.8. Some amplitude in it. The pendulum's graph should be moving. Okay, so acceleration values will not be as high as the as the velocity values, because of course acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So yeah, now we are seeing kind of like a wave pattern still because of because it is a pendulum, it is an oscillating system. But yeah, you can just see that wave looking pattern again in all 3 axes.